Hey guys, this is Rainwolf from Convention Video, and we are back with Yashahime.
Hey guys, Karados Silverheart here.
And Asuna Silverheart.
And Lyria.
And so we begin with, I am so happy with this episode.
Yeah, episode 16, The Double-Edged Moroha.
Did you have any preview or anything for this one, or no?
No, because this one was pretty straightforward.
It felt short. Like it
Oh,
was
it did.
good.
It
It
was short,
was
yeah.
good. It was kind of short, sweet, to a point, which it's called Double Edge Maroha, so that's kind of funny. But it was good though. I mean, I felt like it gave some nice backstory, and I know that Rainwolf's been like dying to have a Maroha centered episode since Maroha showed up.
Character.
I know, and I think it was about time we had one. And it opened some questions up, but it also gave us a few answers on some things we've been curious about. So
It really opened up a lot of the questions we had for Moroha to begin with, since we haven't gotten a lot about her in general since the beginning.
Well,
yeah,
the episode actually ended up raising a whole nother question for me, but it actually has nothing to do with Moroha or her former master.
Oh,
No.
well, okay.
I will say it did have a tear-jerking moment where I did shed a tear.
Oh.
But it's okay. Let's just get into this now. But it's funny. It's nice how they start this episode off where it's just Sasuna, Toa, and Roha. We're about to wreck some.
yeah, they were immediately in battle.
Mhm.
It was very Dragon Ball, I guess? Question mark.
Where you're gonna start a battle scene and then go right into a backstory.
Like, yeah, you're doing a battle scene and you're into a backstory. Let's start this episode backstory. But yeah, that's I think that's how that kind of felt to me. But yeah, it was really nice that they were, facing off. But there's also that kind of lackluster, like, should I be afraid of this old lady? I don't know this old lady. What can she do?
She's been part of the Wolf Tribe for a while by the looks of it. But then
Yeah.
it goes over into the Crucible, is where this her Muraha's story starts off.
Moroha said it was 3 years ago, so she's 12, maybe.
She barely knew her left from her right.
Yep, because she was a trouble.
She still kind of does it though.
It's okay, I don't either, so she's fine.
You have to think about it. You're like, which hand do I write with? Am I left-handed?
You hold up the hands and you do the L, which was the It's okay, Maroha. It's okay.
Just to shorten out, I was like, because as you said, this episode was pretty short, so I have a feeling this is gonna be a pretty short one as well, because there's not really there's some detail to go into and not a lot of detail.
Yeah.
She gets offered the blade if she is to win inside this crucible without using her rouge.
And the crucible, what was it called? It was a really simple name. No,
Started
I'm
with
not
a K.
remembering. It was
Known
a very
as
simple name.
Kodoku.
Yeah. And apparently this has gone on forever.
It's something that constantly goes on. It's pretty much the concept of, I don't know if anyone knows the concept. I don't remember the concept by name. Is where you're throwing a number of poisonous insects into one to create the strongest poison that pretty much there's no antidote for whatsoever.
Well, it kind of took me right back to Joka and her demon tribe.
Yeah.
Just because it's all of her children. As soon as they were
Survival
born,
of the fittest.
they had to kill their twin.
Yeah, but that was just killing their twin. But in this concept is there's a number of demons and one, and then whoever is the strong, and you're killing more than just them. It's whoever's in there. You kill them, you became stronger, and then as you saw in the end when there was explosion, the bunch of miasma or demon energy in other terms. And because she even asked when she reaches Jockin's hut that why did you not absorb the demon energy from defeating all the other demons?
Yeah, to make yourself stronger.
And I'm really interested on how that would have gone because of her only
She
being
was like, I don't want to absorb the gross demon monster, was her excuse.
Yeah, but it's just an interesting concept because
It was also she did it she was like, bye, have a nice life. She's not sure if that thing's dead or not. She's hoping it is. I mean, that's what I got from it. Oh, hopefully that thing's dead.
yeah, it's dead. There's nothing.
They slice the head in half and cause a massive explosion like that.
Yeah,
it's generally dead.
He's super powerful demon. You never know. But no, yeah,
well,
she wasn't.
The thing is with the type of barrier and everything that was set to it, that no one was going to be able to escape unless they were defeated.
Like, yeah,
Mara
and she was able to
it.
get out. She did cheese it, got out, but
yeah, sacred arrow right through the barrier. Brilliant.
forget your demon barrier. I got this.
We go.
But yeah, that she didn't absorb the energy. She wasn't about it. I like at the beginning too when her master sent her in there and she told her to use her imagination, creative imagination. And Merle was like, "What? Like, what are you
She
talking
doesn't
about?"
get it.
No, she did not get that at that moment. So, and she was also, it's also very important to remember she was forbidden from using her rouge. So I felt like she was at a disadvantage there.
Yes, very
Because
much.
these are full demons. She's a quarter demon and she can't even tap into that demon energy.
And
it was bound, pretty much.
The demon she's fighting even ends up bringing us up another point that her priestess abilities are not that great. They are weak.
Yeah, I mean,
well, she wasn't. To be fair, she really wasn't trained fully as a priestess.
Yeah.
For one, for two, she wasn't raised with her mother
or other people
yeah,
that have
even
to tap into
have
the spiritual.
Yeah, even I don't believe there was much talk of Lady Cadet.
I don't think the Wolf Tribe really had anyone.
They didn't have people like that. I mean, they may have had some spiritual healers or something, but nothing quite like a priestess. So she's not as comfortable with those as she is with some of her demon powers.
Because the demon powers come more of a second nature to her because they're inbred spiritual abilities. Even
you have to tap it. Now, it will be really interesting if later at some point we see her tap that spiritual energy and, have this epiphany and like these cool moments, because I mean it can be a powerful ability.
I would love to see where she becomes kind of like the balance. Yin and like how you have the yin and yang, where her body
a little bit of demon, little bit of
priestess, where both strengths are at fairly high standards, not where they are now.
So instead of like princess half demon, it'll be
technically she'd be still
priestess half demon,
quarter demon.
Well, the thing is,
not forget princess quarter demon.
Well, the thing is, for her to make a perfect balance, she would have to balance out both abilities.
Yeah, I know.
But with a quarter demon, but with the thought of her absorbing the demon energy to become stronger, she would still be a quarter demon, but she would be able to tap into more demon energy, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost kind of takes me back to Highlander. There can be only one, but I guess kind of the point of the Crucible too is there could be only one, but every time they defeat an enemy, they gain their power and become stronger.
Yep. So now we're at the Jubei hut where her and her master are having a conversation, and it was like, you threw her into the what?
Yeah, Jubei was just like, you are one sick woman.
Yes.
And she was like, she's got a 50-50 chance. She goes, she's not allowed to use her rouge, and she's only a quarter demon. 10-20% tops.
Yeah.
I love Jubei's math on this. I'm like, you're not wrong.
It's just, with all this going on, she does, and with this conversation that's going on, it kind of, even with some of the thoughts that come in later, that I know the Wolfpack is probably still alive and running. They're moving around. But a reason why these two, besides what we talk about later, another reason I think that these two are not, well, they are in the pack themselves. The Kota probably sent them out just to prevent any situations because of the other perils and everything that are probably after Muraha. He did not want to affect the pack itself, is my guess on that.
So the way I'm kind of reading it is the Wolfpack essentially just gave Moroha to Yawaragi.
Yep.
And said, she's your charge, you train her, you raise her, you make her one of us. And this was all Yawaragi's idea on how to train her and how to, teach her and everything. But it coupled in with Yawaragi's also big issue of being a psychotic gambler. So, we see that playing into it. And I'll be honest with you, like, Jubei's decision to make Moroha pay back this debt, total D move.
It's Jubei. We see him. We've seen he's a giant dick to begin with.
That is true.
You look at the raccoon he carries around.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. But yeah, so Yawaragi, the whole reason why Yawaragi put Moroha into the Crucible was it was a sell-off for money. I was like, okay, I can see it being kind of both ways. Like, yes, you want her to train and learn her abilities and not rely on the Rouge, because as we learn in this episode, the Rouge is slowly making her demon side take over.
Well, and better explanation of that, her demon is actually sealed in the Rouge by her mother.
Aha. Okay. That was a little bit that I
The
was
information is very thin,
Bound.
but
Yeah, I noticed that it was talking about the binding. I was interested in that a little bit more too. She had been bound by her mother, the demon side of her.
Because
and it was smart too, because they knew they weren't going to be around. She probably wasn't going to have any other demon influences or anyone to help raise her.
Yeah.
And
definitely with
baby
how strong
demons
the bloodline is.
so they're not going to be able to control that. And a baby demon gets angry or scared, it's gonna turn to that more than. I would not want a baby demon to raise.
Well, it's already bad enough
imagine that
it's worse
every time fireball. Like
it's worse for Maruha because she's only a quarter, and demons are much stronger to the human side.
Yeah.
So, and if you actually go back into the Inuyasha series a little bit,
so she has no idea how to control that.
Well, and coming to find out, and actually reading a little more and refreshing myself a little bit, Tessaiga always kept Inuyasha in check unless his emotions took over. If he didn't have Tessaiga, the demon would have taken him over if he wasn't able to win over it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And coming to look into it more with the abilities of the White Pearl, I have a feeling that's the same concept for Toa. The White Pearl keeps her demon in check.
That would make sense because, as we've seen so far, she's the only one that isn't sealed.
Yep, where there's been no signs or anything. And with the purification ability and absorbing ability of the White Pearl, it would make sense that this episode really brought that more into thought on half demons, because half demons, that's the problem they have. That the demon will take over if there's nothing to keep it in check, or you're not able to win over the demon itself. As Inuyasha has the Tessaiga, Maruha has the Rouge, where her mother sealed her demon, pretty much her demon side into it. Then we have Setsuna with the seal that Moroku gives her to prevent hers from taking over, because as we know now, her pearl has no sealing or keeping a demon in check abilities, and it would make sense for Toa with the White Pearl. More a little in-depth information from what the thin information they gave us.
I mean, I always kind of just chalked it up to the demon side not really taking over Toa too much, because in the modern era, she never really tapped into it.
Yeah, that was my thought about it at first, but then going with this episode and with them bringing up that Maruha's was sealed, and then also with what her master says that the Rouge her mother sealed her abilities away into the Rouge. And the more she uses the Rouge, the more the demon will take over. It's not those exact words, but it's along those lines.
More or less generalized.
It's implied, yeah.
And then we find out about the armor that she wears, that every year it shrinks. And so she is looking for a rat, one of the blacksmith rat from the rat tribe, or blacksmith rat.
Yeah. Blacksmith rat demon. Yeah, that's an interesting concept for that armor. Like, it provides a massive defensive boost. It provides an even crazier demon power boost. But the sacrifice is you cannot take it off.
Yep, and it shrinks every
unless
year.
you have a specifically forged key
and somebody else,
and you have somebody else take it off and put it on.
Yep, because it'll shrink.
And the longer
down.
you wear it, the more it shrinks to kill you.
Yep, it'll shrink. If your body structure is the same size as a rat demon, you're fine. But if you're not,
well, but it's not even that. It shrinks down to the size of a rat.
Yep.
Because it was a rat demon that had her take it off.
Yep, that's right.
So even rat demons are susceptible.
Unless that curse can be removed, good luck.
Which I don't see happening anytime soon. I mean,
I think the only technically the strongest priestess is probably Kagome that could probably have any luck in pulling it off.
I think it was intentionally made that way. It was intentionally made that so whoever's using it couldn't become that OP.
Well, there's that, but
eventually
also the
it would kill them. I mean, so that way you have someone that powerful, it could be dangerous.
Well,
so
rat demons are also kind of pricks to begin with. They're not really kind to any other races.
It's no worse than what you'd find in any D&D chest. Like, you're running a risk. Great power comes great responsibility and maybe a cursed item.
But it actually in a way kind of makes sense, because if this was an armor that was designed by the rat demons for the rat demons, then the rat demons know, okay, I wear it X number of years, and then I pass it off to somebody else and get a whole new set of armor. Should it fall into the enemy's hand, okay, yeah, we're going to have, a few years of problems, but then the enemy will die because it'll crush them to death.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
It's kind of a fail-safe.
Well, and there's also the possibility that, in another word, because obviously this rat, it was given to a rat demon to begin with. I'm not sure if he was a bad rat and they were just trying to get rid of him or something. We don't know. But they also could be that when blacksmith rats create things, there's a chance of a curse or something being put on it that they have no control over.
That's an idea too.
So, I don't really have too much information on the rat demon tribe, but it seemed like something like that would happen.
I can go with that.
So now we are at the scene where now they're about to Yagurabi and Muraha are about to talk. She brings up that you're still wearing that armor I see. I couldn't find the blacksmith rat. And come to find out, she ran into Kota when she found the key.
Yeah, she found the tribe, and Kontan had killed the whole tribe. Like the whole tribe of blacksmith rats. He killed all of them and took the key that she was coming to look for. So, she's basically kind of boned at this point.
Yeah. Because
she knows either she has to kill her
disciple.
Let's call it, for lack of a better term, her child, basically.
Yeah, because she helped raise her.
You either have to kill your student who was practically a child, a daughter to you, or you let the armor kill you. And of course, there's always the risk of it, especially with Kontan, being that even if she were to kill Muraha, what's the chance that he's actually gonna let her take it off?
0 to 0.
Yeah, it's a means to an end. Oh, I'm just gonna get somebody else to do my dirty work, and they can suffer the consequences as well. We've seen him do that plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
So he's telling her to go after Muraha, destroy her. And if you defeat her, I'll give you this key. You'll get the armor removed. So Suna says, this is disgusting. And then Muraha's like, I'm fine with that. Let's fight.
Always up for a fight.
Well, she also has that slight, as we see, she has a grudge, but also for a master, even though she's kind of disowned her as a master, there's still that master disciple.
There's a respect there. There's still the respect. The almost in a way that love the concern, I guess, because pretty much the woman raised her, which makes me wonder, what happened to the rest of the wolf clan. But that's another.
Well, there's also the possibility that Konta, her, and pretty much Konta's not Konta, but his wife, they probably helped raise her for the first while, but then when it came to starting to train her in fighting and everything, she took over, and technically was passed off to her.
And another thing that we kind of glazed over is the fact of this whole deal with the Crucible is how she got her sword. Yeah. So even though, she tries to renege on most of the guarantee of everything with Moroha and her raising and her training and stuff, she sells her off to Jubei. Jubei even looks at her and says, I'll take her. Here's the money.
Yeah, he was like, tell you what if I do this, this, and this? And she's like, sold! Highest bidder, man in the corner. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that he just straight up looks at her and says, but you will give her that sword.
Agreed.
Yes.
So then she brings up, it's like, I've heard you mastered the Crimson Dragon Wave.
This was kind of disappointing to me because I honestly don't think that Moroha put everything she had into that shot. I think she took an easy swing on her with Crimson Dragon Wave.
Possibility, but I think even if she did full force, it would have been shrugged the way it was. Because as she does bring up that for a quarter demon, how much strength, how much energy are you going to be able to put into the slash?
Okay, yeah, true. And plus she does have that, she's still wearing the armor.
She's still wearing the armor. She's been fighting for much longer time frame than Murrah. You got to remember for your case, you don't know what they've been through. Their tribe was, the whole demon wolf tribe to begin with, as a whole, was almost wiped out. So you can imagine the combat she's been through. She's an aged combatant.
She's a veteran at this point. Okay.
It's like, you can't beat me. She yells at her, it's like, oh, you're still the same old, trying to use the rouge, you'll destroy the lands. Didn't I teach you to overcome that weakness of yours?
Yeah, I love the flashback that we get with the Birds of Paradise attack.
Yeah, the Birds of Paradise. We find out how she got the armor, and then also the scar on her face.
Yeah, but seeing Moroha just go completely mental and attacking everything in sight, it was a that was a scary moment.
Yeah.
Because the last time we saw her really utilize the Rouge, she had one target.
One target, and she had somewhat of control.
Yeah, I mean, God help us, had Toa or Setsuna, tried to intervene during her assault.
I think at the time those two would have not. It would have not been pretty.
Yeah, I mean, we might be talking about the adventures of Moroha and the other at that point, because I don't think we would have had all three.
And the sad thing to say, Toa probably would have been the dead one.
Yeah, and at that time frame, yes.
And to explain on how they got the armor, this rat shows up. He's places like, I have this key, and it's like, hey, I have this armor. It's beautiful, increases defense, and it increases your demon energy. Here's a key. All you have to do is the keyhole in the back here, and the armor will adjust to your size.
Yeah, and then, gotcha! Now it's gonna crush you to death.
Yep, and then he runs off.
Take armor from a weasel is my thing. Like, why would you, that's just...
The weasel
she was
sketchy vibes to begin with.
Yeah, she was desperate, and they were in a bad situation. That one was not thought through.
Yeah, that's that. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is moment.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody ever stops to use their brain when those moments come across.
Nope.
But when Muraha kind of wakes up for a moment after destroying all the paradise birds, she even thinks to herself, it's like, this is all my fault. The scars that are now on her face are my fault as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, your scattering winds was really cool.
Yeah, and can we say third wind tunnel attack that we know of?
Yeah, it's similar to the wind tunnel.
It's like, we've got Cyclone Burst, we have Moroku's old wind tunnel.
It's more similar to Setsuna's version of it, because the scattering winds kind of forms blades of wind, but just in a vortex manner.
It looks cool. It looks awesome.
Then we have Dick McGee show up.
Yeah. So this is the moment when I'm just like, turn around, shank him, and be done, or let Toa and Setsuna, jump in from behind and do something.
Yep.
But then again, we always know that Kanten's a trickster and a conjurer, so...
Because we don't even know if it's his real body at the moment.
Yeah, which, that when we get there, that leads to my massive question of this episode.
And then she learns the backlash wave. Oh, good old father. Well, her father knew it as well, but beautiful to see it again.
That was a nice homage and a throwback. I thought that was very cool, actually.
Yeah, because the backlash wave, what it is pretty much a counter. So if you can fully handle the attack that's coming at you, you can reflect the attack back, but stronger. And why does he have the pearl?
Thank you. This is my problem
Riku,
with this episode.
I need to go shake a Riku.
Yeah, because...
Riku is playing some long game. Like I said, I don't know what the long game is. It's a little annoying and it started to make me angry. But he's playing some weird long game.
I wonder if this poison will work.
Which actually, I have a theory about Riku too.
Riku, he's a shady SOB, and I don't understand him because he hates the perils. But he gave a pearl to one of the perils. What the...
Thank you. That was my arguing point. Like, I turned around and looked at Asuna. I was like, wait. Hold the fucking phone. Like, I went back to the 2 episodes where we first really get introduced to him. The meeting through the apple episode and the episode
he doesn't have a pearl.
Well, he's got the blue one on his ear.
Well, you're talking about Riku or...
Yeah, Riku.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Riku. He's got the blue earring, which... everything that we've seen and learned basically identifies it as one of the pearls. But he also clearly states how much he despises the 4 perils.
Yeah.
And he is specifically paying Jubei to send the princesses out to slaughter them so he can collect their pearls. And I'm like, then why are you giving one to them? Or is his blue earring something different?
He's got some real cheesy moment. I just want to soak a dagger in the strongest poison known to man or demon, whatever, and just like, here, catch it.
Yeah, catch it with your face, blade first. But this struck me.
I really want to find out what his end game is. He's really getting on my last nerve, Riku, with all the shenanigans, not knowing where and we already know he's at. Because he's not with the princesses. He's not with Karimaru or the perils, for that fact.
He hates the perils, yeah.
I have another theory, and I guess now's as good a time as any to throw it out there. In an episode or 2 ago, we find out that the Shikan Jewel foretold a prophecy about the end of Kirimaru. And in the prophecy, it was stated that he would be felled by something that was neither demon nor human. Now, they're all assuming that this is the rise of the half-demons. Inuyasha, Toa, Setsuna, Moroha. But what if, and just hear me out here, Riku is kind of a double agent in this scenario because he is something that is neither human nor demon, or half demon for that matter. What if he is some kind of celestial?
Yeah, because we really don't have the information on what he really is at all.
I mean, it would almost make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because we spend so much time focused on human, demon, half demon.
Mm-hmm.
But what if, I mean, we all basically kind of have the understanding of, well, I mean, throughout history, you know, we always see civilizations and religions that follow polytheistic patterns and rituals of having more than one god, always kind of being circumvented in some way by monotheism. So what if this is a situation of you have all these different deities and demons, but now you have one that's kind of circumventing that cycle?
Yeah, and with that kind of, I can kind of support that because doing a little more, I was doing a little reading throughout the week as well with, you know, the what we like to call the Galaxy Test Saga. Looking up information on it, it actually sends them where anything that gets absorbed into it gets sent to a place between the living and the dead. So yeah, but they're not alive. They're pretty much but they are killed in the process. Whatever is taken with it.
Interesting.
But that gives a little more. That's kind of a reason why I kind of support what you're throwing right now.
And you know,
then we also have the meteor.
It was clearly said. It was clearly said that
Inuyasha's
ability was going to be needed in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an interesting idea.
And another thing that kind of, well, I support a little because of from the meteor that they were talking about that shows up every 500 years and the effects it has on the world kind of affects that theory of yours a little bit as well.
Okay.
So to continue on, Kotan attacks and then he floating in the air. The look on Setsuna's face as she does Scourge of Swallows.
Oh, she's mad.
Yeah, she is not happy. Like, she is done with this guy. I mean, aren't we all at this point? But still.
Then he does,
and even Toa's just like, great, another trick.
But what they don't know, it's actually a pearl. And then he makes the comment as he's leaving. It's like, we'll meet again, princesses. Then it transitions over to Muraha and the master. Well,
Yawaragi.
She is praising Muraha. She was like, that was the crimson /wave.
Yeah, this was a bittersweet moment.
Yeah, because she tells her she has no more regrets as well.
Yeah, bittersweet moment. Because even Setsuna called it out when Toa tried to jump in and intervene. She was like, she's trying to teach her something. And she took this last fateful encounter of being pitted up against her own student by content as another learning opportunity.
Only knows that because she has that kind of a pupil master with somebody as well.
That's what I got to.
It's either Moroku or
Sango's brother.
Yeah, Kaho. I can't speak.
Kohaku.
Yeah, I think Kohaku really had the teaching. I think as far as the demon slaying went, it was definitely him that taught her.
Then she makes this comment of, "I have strength in your heart, Muraha." That leaves a giant, very big opening in thought because it's either that. Well, obviously her heart is big. She's very strong. She's very strong-willed. She would protect others and stuff like that. But is it to the point where she could eventually control the demon? That's where I'm kind of thinking.
It may be. That might be what they're hinting at, that eventually she'll have that control. And, it's not impossible, especially with her family. Her father technically did it.
Yeah, he pretty much pulled the demon back. He was like, "No, you're not taking control. Get back here."
And even like the Shishomaru, in a way, like it's there.
He's a
but
full
it's a
demon, so
yeah.
There's no worries for him. But for anyone that
he's like more composed. Like there's an odd composure to him, and you see it, and even though his mother's a bad bitch, like you see it in her too. There's this odd composure that they have.
And demons, you don't see this where the demon, like the nature of the demon, takes over a lot of the times with full demons. But with anything that's like partial, they have that problem to deal with. And it's just, and this is where the tearjerker kind of comes in, is where Muraha's seeing her and then she's passing away, the tears that are coming down, and then where she's just crying over her body and screaming out "Master"
Yeah, it was sad.
because a
Like I
mother,
said,
but also a person that taught her.
yeah, she really did she was raised by that clan, and those are the people she knows. So it's kind of like that.
It's going to be interesting if Kota does come into not Kota. The rest of the wolf tribe comes into play at some point. Obviously, it's going to be a heart tilt feeling when she has to explain to him or to the chief, and who we know is Koga. It's gonna be an interesting conversation, but knowing him, he's gonna understand what happened.
Yeah, they'll know.
Then this conversation that the three are having of Maraha, why Maraha even explains why she makes all the noise she does, or being the misfit. Yeah, she was scared. No place to be as being a quarter demon. Where does she have to go? Even for half demons, they still have that problem as well.
But now we really start to see the family coming together.
Mm-hmm.
It's really coming.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have many more instances throughout future episodes of them wanting to separate as much as they do.
No, and we're probably going to see much more development. She'll still be the little misfit we have, but
there'll be a lot more. The stories are all tied together, so the development's going to be all in one. They'll all have the story's going to progress with them together from here on out.
Yep.
So I'm excited for it.
I am too. Does anyone have any last thought before we go into the preview? I guess that's a no.
No.
No, I think we've wrapped this up pretty succinctly for now.
This is going to be a big battle-heavy episode, in my opinion.
I hope so. I need some bloodshed.
I agree, but
you're getting too touchy-feely for you guys. Okay, we see how it is. All right.
But because we have now our peril that likes to eat monks coming back into play, and then coming to find out it is if anybody else noticed that Riku is there with them flying on Riku.
Riku travels with them to the area where the trap is.
And it's a Khotun's trap.
Yeah, it was a trap that was devised by Khotun and by both of the perils actually. So this is looking to be one of those just holy F moments.
I have a feeling this is going to be one of Satsuda's dumbest moments. Does anyone know why I say that?
Cut me with your sword.
Who else thinks she's releasing the seal forcefully?
It sounds like it. And it may be necessary. We don't know. It may not be a dumb move. This may be, strategic plan. She may be doing this for a big, major reason.
Maruku's not around to reseal it if she gets out of hand.
Stuff happens.
She is at least a little bit more planning and not just go and do it. So
this desperate times call for desperate measures.
That's what
sometimes.
I see. Yeah, Maruku's not there, but there's got to be a reason.
They'll figure it out. Yeah, they'll figure it out. I'm excited to see what happens.
I've got more of the worried side.
No, I think it's gonna be awesome.
Khotun might die finally. I'll be happy. That'll be my excitement if it goes that route.
She wants to take him out really, really bad.
I think out of all three of them, Khotun's death, I think is gonna come from Satsuda.
She wants him dead.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He has caused too much grief, and since she has started to show more emotion, has pissed her off too many times.
Mm-hmm.
But given his abilities and his trickster side, I honestly think that the other peril would be the one to be fell in this episode. Yeah. I can see Khotun going on a little
somehow escaping, or he'll be near death, and his actual body is he's pretty banged up, and then somehow escapes.
He's one of your big bads. So it's going to take a little while to take him out, but it's going to be very rewarding when he goes.
Yeah.
Or we'll be greatly disappointed, and it'll be like one of those fights like we've had in one of the other episodes where did he just die? What just happened?
And then you find out it's a puppet. I'm like, God damn it, this bastard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me fight him. I'll take.
We're turning into Shishomaru at this point of just stop throwing puppets at us. Face me like a man.
Oh, so
yeah, pretty much.
Because now that you bring that up, Satsuda kind of is now showing more of her father.
Oh, yeah.
She was more her father from the beginning. I called that.
Well, yes, but now it's more and more because...
Before we even knew who anybody's mother was, I was like, that's her dad.
If Khotun was pulling this crap with Shishomaru, you get away with it once, maybe twice. Third time, you're out of luck.
Yeah, but we also have in the voiceover at the end of it, we have Riku talking about stealing the pearls from the princesses.
Yep.
So he's literally, the double agent here. He will take them to the trap, but he honestly doesn't care which princess or peril dies because he's like, hey, they die, I get a pearl, more power for me. He is the embodiment of the Agent of Chaos.
I would say
Which
so.
I know you love, honey. Yeah.
I do, but at the same time, he's such a shady son of a bitch. I have issues liking him too much.
So, any last words for the preview?
You mean before we get to the preview? No.
We're in the preview.
We're in the
Oh,
preview.
we're in the preview already? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long day for all of
It
us.
has. It has.
Shoot.
I forgot what we were talking about there for a minute. I was like, I wasn't part of the episode.
I probably
It was
sad
so
to
good,
say
though.
I
I'm
finally caught
excited.
up on all the past edits. I'm kind of sad at myself, but day job has been brutal.
Yay.
How's that a yay?
Yay,
Yeah,
that you're
you
caught up.
Really? Yay, you're
caught
caught
up.
up.
Yay! Wolf's job is kicking his ass. Woohoo!
Peace
You
and
mean it
quiet
like
for
that.
us.
Soon my time will come. I will be the new host of the show.
Excellent, excellent.
Alrighty, guys.
No, but that was, I think that pretty much just sums it up. We're ready for the next episode. Like I said, this one felt really short, so
Yeah,
hopefully next week
this
will
was
be
a
longer.
another data dump exposition episode with a little bit of enhancement of one of the characters.
We're getting there slowly but surely. Now it's starting to amp up a little bit. So we're getting a little bit of people's back history. I like that.
Yep. And we have about 8 episodes left.
Wow, it doesn't feel like that.
Nope.
We've watched.
So, guys, thank you everybody for watching. Remember, this is a channel. We are doing podcasts just to keep over through the pandemic, to keep everything afloat. Once conventions start coming back into flow, we will go back into doing what we do. We love this, but we love going to conventions, attending, seeing everybody, recording panels, main events, and such. So until next week, I'm Rainwolf.
I'm Kirido Silverheart.
I'm Asuna Silverheart.
I'm Lyria.
Oh, I almost got Leary out. Later.
No, do
So
that
mean.
to her.
So mean.
Love Lyria.